Welcome to MedWise Insurance Advocacy with Adria Gross.
Hi, this is Addison with Adria Gross this morning, and we are talking about more case studies today. And I gotta tell you, there's so many different ones, and today is gonna be another doozy for you. It could be a short one today, but it's just such a good, it's a feel-good type of case study. So, Adria, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing great, and I hope all of you out there are also doing great.
Fantastic. Okay, so we started talking about the case study. So can you give me a little bit of information about it, and then we'll get a little bit deeper into it. So what was this case study about?
So I don't know if you've ever heard of this. People are not aware about it, but there are sharing plans out there. And a sharing plan is not licensed with the states. I had an experience with a sharing plan where it went from, it was sold through a broker to someone in New York, and the woman in New York, she bought it from a broker, even though she lives in New York, she bought it from a broker in Florida. They said the sharing plan is in Georgia. Georgia didn't even answer the fact that it was a hospital in New York, and the woman lives in New York. They said go to New York State. But this is another case where it's another sharing plan, and this gentleman is going for a physical.
Okay, so just to clarify, a sharing plan is a type of insurance that someone like myself can purchase instead of regular insurance? Is that what it is?
That's correct. And the reason why people often go to sharing plans is they think, oh my God, I'm going to be covered, and I will not have to pay anywhere near as money as I would if I bought from one of the commercial insurers out there. And a sharing plan is not considered to be an insurance company. They're just sharing the money that comes in to help pay the bills that they receive.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for that. Okay, so continue on with the case study. What happened in this case?
So this was absolutely nuts. So he goes in for a physical, and everything is taken care of. And the physical was of the clinic that was affiliated with a hospital. It wasn't the hospital. Now, hospitals think, oh my God, I can charge whatever I want for lab work, like a lot of people do know, that sometimes they'll charge 50 times what the cost of the item is when it's involving a hospital. So this clinic, who is like part of a hospital, thinks, oh, we can charge whatever we want. So everything was covered except for the blood work.
Interesting. So everything's covered. He goes in. He gets the medical insurance covers everything except for the blood work. And now, what happens at this point?
Right. So the sharing plan pays for just about everything. It was accepted by the doctors who are involved in this. But now we have this one outstanding bill for the blood work. The original bill was over $1,600. And when you looked at the explanation of benefits, it was really difficult to decipher it. It looked like it was like $70 or $75 it was paid out. So on the bill, there is a billing company that works on behalf of this lab company. It's a very unusual lab company. I never heard the name before. So I called up the billing company, and I really dislike them because you get a big runaround and they don't know what they're doing. And even if you're going to fight about a bill, they can't make that decision. It really has to be made by the provider who they're billing for. So I spoke to the billing company and I said to them, who's this bill from? Can I have their number? Who's the CEO? Go look it up. We're not going to tell you. So I go online. I figure out who it is, and I get on the phone, and I ask for the CEO of this lab company. I found the lab company. Great. Well, it took a few days, but finally I got a call back from someone. And when she called me back, she explained to me that even though I thought it was a $70 or $75 payment that they received from this sharing plan, not the insurer, but the sharing plan, she corrected me. And she said to me, we were paid $437. So we're talking about 9 lines of different procedure codes for the blood work. And I couldn't believe this. What did they total up to? $125. That's the reasonable and customary charges for those 9 lines.
And the original amount was how much? $1,700?
Over $1,600.
$1,600.
Almost $1,700.
Wow, so that's a huge disparity.
Right. So when I called her up, she says it wasn't $70 or $75. We got paid $435. And even before we got to that point, I'm thinking to myself, okay, if they got paid $70 or $75, we'll negotiate with them because it's only really $125 that they should receive. So we're thinking like maybe another $50. Not knowing that they were paid $437, she says to me, well, we're just going to ask you for another $175 or $190. And when I realized it was $437, I said, no way. I said, we are not going to give you another penny. And if you're going to continue to ask for more money, I'm going to report you to the state in the 3 departments. I always go to Consumer Affairs, Attorney General, and the Department of Insurance, which very often goes under Department of Financial Services. As soon as I told her that, guess what?
What happened at that point?
We're giving him a big gift. It was the new year for 2021. What's the gift? 0. He owes 0 to them. So you have to remember to fight for your rights. You have to see what the procedure codes are, what the normal rate is, and then you need to fight with that provider who's charging you these astronomical amounts because they know that they're really doing something that's illegal.
Absolutely. That's a great story. And one of the things that the biggest takeaway for me here is, Adria, that you fight for big cases and small cases alike. When someone comes to you, it's because they've been at the end of they haven't seen the light. They've been at the end of the tunnel. They don't have anything that has proven to work for them. So then they come to you. So no matter how big or small the case is, you can handle it. I know that in previous videos we spoke about the typical case that you work with, and it's in the $10, $20, $30, $40, even $50,000 level. But it's always good to have that small claim out there that you just made someone's year, let's just say that.
And very often when it comes to a small claim, I usually give advice. In this situation, I realized it wasn't going to take much time. And this gentleman didn't know how to do it on his own. He says, Adria, I don't know how to take care of this. Please help me. And so he paid me a percentage. He was very generous about it. And I just knew that it wouldn't take that long. There are other cases where if they're too small, I can't take them on because it's going to take possibly 20 hours to get through it.
Right.
So most of the cases that I do handle are larger.
Right, and that's why we make these videos available. You're giving very insightful information here so that the individuals out there that need your help, but you can't help, that they can try to do it themselves with the information you're disseminating. So thank you for that, Adria. And we're going to have more case studies in the future. We're going to have more tips and tricks and everything else. Again, how do they get a hold of you if they need to call you or contact you?
My website is www.medicalinsuranceadvocacy.com, www.medicalinsuranceadvocacy.com, and my phone number is 845-978-9493, 845-978-9493. And I just want to add one more thing. When a case is really small, you can always go right on the web and look at my book. It's only $13.95. You can buy the book because it really gives you the advice that what you can do when these things happen to you. The name of the book is Solved! Exclamation point, Curing Your Medical Insurance Problems. Solved! Curing Your Medical Insurance Problems. And again, my phone number is 845-978-9493. Thank you.
If you would like to know more, go to medicalinsuranceadvocacy.com or call 845-238-2533.